Hello guys, welcome back to Verum Engines. So that there is where I asked my wife to marry me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, can't remember now. But yeah, just having a little walk around the lake. Look at that, absolutely lovely. Although they have blocked the fishing departments off in the lake here, doing a bit of work. There's the beach over there, look. But yeah, anyway guys, massive thank you to Isaac for doing the last video and this video. Top lad. A lot of you by the comments really enjoying his content, the way he's doing it, so hopefully we can see more of Isaac. Leaving quite a lot of responsibility on that lad's shoulders at the moment, but he's doing us absolutely proud, and yeah, we're going to be doing all our best to keep hold of him. He's an absolute little gem to the business. But yeah, so it's my last day here guys. I'm home tomorrow. Thanks ever so much for being patient. Hope you really enjoy the content from Isaac, and yeah, let's leave this video to him and see what he's got to say. Take it easy guys.
We just had a delivery from Motorsport, and in here we got a set of Marler pistons, set of rods, big end and main bearings, and that is all for the Cosworth that blew up on the dyno that Lee was telling you about. And on top of that, we've also just received this billet Cosworth crankshaft, which I'm excited to have a look at. I would open it up, but there's loads of foam inside, so I'll make a mess. But yeah, that should be a really nice motor. Right, so we just had a very interesting head come in. This is a Ferrari 275 from Wheel Day Restorations, just down the road. And basically all needs doing is we just need to put a helicoil in this spark plug hole. Obviously that thread isn't good enough, so I expect John will get on that in a minute. But yeah, very interesting. Lovely car. Not sure if they want anything else doing. Looks like it might need a little face, but we'll have to give them a ring. But yeah, very interesting head there. Today I am doing this Volkswagen Golf GTI head. I think it's a Mark II head. But this is actually going into a camper. The block's just outside, we're just giving that a clean, so we need to find the engine number off of that. But I've just put in 4 new exhaust guides, because they had a little bit of wear. Well, enough wear to warrant some new guides, so we've had those. Inlet guides are good. I'm just going to check that all the valves vacuum once I've just cleaned them off in the bead blaster, and then that can go back together as long as everything's good. Most likely I'm going to have to cut the seats at least on the exhaust, just because those new guides, you know, that might change the geometry a little bit. So we'll see, we'll find out. But if they're not very good, I'll just cut the seats. It's the best bet really. So I've cleaned the valves now, just going to give them a little reface. Just gently touch on, you can hear that there, and then just apply a cut. Keep it moving and then hold it and wind it off. You can see there, got a nice fresh face. Do an inlet valve now. Just gently touch on. Hold it. Let it off. Just got to check it's not chattering, which it isn't. I have just dressed the stone, so there we go. So I've just vacuum tested all the exhaust valves and the inlet valves. Inlet valves are pretty good. They're sort of up to around 500 on here, which is, you know, nearly in the green, and the 600. So I think I'll lap the inlet valves, but I'm going to have to cut the seats on the exhaust, because obviously those new guides have, you know, shifted them a little bit, maybe put them a bit off from where they were. So I'll cut the seats, and then hopefully should be getting up in the green on both. So, sorry about the voiceover, I forgot to turn the microphone on, but as you can see I've cut the first 3 exhaust seats there. Those are done. Just going to show you this last one. So I'm just going to grab the head there, the cutting head, pop the pilot down the hole. Little bit difficult one-handed. And then we just need to centralise the tool in comparison to the locking base there, so that rubber boot is equal all the way round and not folded over. Then we just lock that on, which turns on the electromagnet, and then we just give this tool a little spin, and that helps to centralise it, and then we just lock it up, and that completely locks it in place. You can see there we got a little bit of clearance between the tool and the seat, which is perfect. So now we can start cutting. So if I just get the drive, which goes on the top, and then if I press the trigger, it will spin the tool. So then with that spinning, I start to gradually lower the tool down until I get a touch on, which unfortunately you won't hear now. But usually that's how you know when you've touched on, is the sound and also the feeling. So you can see there it's just touched on. So I'll wind a little bit of a cut on, a couple of thou, and then just let it spin, and then I'll just wind it off and stop the machine. And then we can lift that out and blow it out and then test the valve in there. So now we're just going to vacuum test the valve, and what we're looking for is for it to go up to the 600, or at least a 600. So pop the valve in, switch it on, cover the hole, and we're way up over 600, so that one's all good to go. We'll do that for all 4, check they're all good. So got the Golf GTI clamped down on the mill now. Just going to give it a quick lick over. Doesn't look too bad, but it'll be interesting to see how much we have to take off. One thing I always do before I start the mill is I get down eye level with the face and just check there's nothing protruding that's going to hit the tip, because that could, well, be quite dangerous. So yeah, can get started and skim this head. You see we just got a little touch there, so now I'll wind it back and put a cut on. So we'll just put 2 thou to start with, just engage the feed, a little bit of WD-40 on there, and yeah, we'll see if it cleans. Sorry for another voiceover, but John decided to turn the radio on. You can see it hasn't quite cleaned round the combustion chambers, so I'm just going to put another 2 thou cut on there. Cleaned up nicely with another 2 thou, so now I can get it off, get it washed and get it put together. So I'm just going to fit the stem seals now. Just pop that in the socket there, place it over the top with a little bit of oil. You hear that different tone, and that tells you it's seated properly. Let me just repeat that. Just oil the valves, pop them through that seal gently, don't want to tear it.
We'll skim the block anyway, but we'll only take a look at, yeah, a skim.
So now we can put the springs in. So as you can see, done the first 2 there. I'm going to try and show you how we do this. Not entirely sure how much you can see. If I just load the collets into this installer, oh sorry, nowhere near it, and we compress the spring, just push down and you hear the collets clip in, and move on to the next. And there we go, that's all the collets installed. So now we can move on to putting the new hydraulic lifters in. Right, so I have got the new hydraulic lifters in there, and I've just I'm just polishing the cam lobes a little bit there, just to make sure they're nice and smooth for those new lifters. And then I'll get that together, and that's that one done. So what did I find on the C20XE? Well, to start with, the main attraction is this big end that is gone. When I took the rod out, The bearings were welded around that journal, completely stuck on there. We've got some scoring in the oil pump and on the casing there, so that will be a new oil pump. You can see in the rod here, got a load of debris that's just stuck in there. But other than that, everything looked quite good. Oh, there is a nice little wearage on these bores, so that we'll need a rebore as well. Mains look alright, other big ends look alright, but we're going to measure those and double check. So we'll measure the crank, and John's going to get it on the grinder, check it's all straight. Hopefully it hasn't bent it. And then it's going to be a new rod, most likely. Clean everything up. We'll just have to see if the customer wants to go ahead, because obviously I think he was hoping it was just going to be a regrind and sort of put it back together with a set of rings, which we wouldn't do anyway, but it's going to basically be a full bottom end build, and at this point it might even be worth him sending the head in, so we'll see. But yeah, little bit of a disaster on that one. Lots of debris in the sump there, lots of debris in the windage tray, quite a bit of shiny stuff in that oil filter as well. So yeah, not great news on this one. Also, I just took a little bit of a sample of the oil. You can see how thin it looks, and if I smell it, bloody hell, yeah, that smells rather like petrol. So maybe that's what's caused it. Maybe there's been fuel in the oil. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more about this one in another video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and subscribe to Barham Engines.
Well, there we go, guys. The good thing is, you and I have both seen Isaac grow together on this channel and in Barham Engines. Is absolutely smashed this week with the videos. That one there, I must admit, he's made mincemeat of me there with the technical video. I think we're going to have to leave him to it from now on. But yeah, massive round of applause to him. I'm sure you will agree. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.